Hey, and welcome back to my channel. I can't believe this is the last episode in 2025. Like, this is wild. But I know for all of my DIY procrastinators out there, you are up to your ear in gifts that you had planned on giving people, plan on making and giving people, but you're probably stressed out trying to figure out how that's going to become a reality by the time Christmas comes, which right now in real time is in a couple days. So today, what I thought would be really cool, and I saved this one especially for our last installment in this series, because it's a really quick make. This guy right here is going to be our mini Santa hat keychain, and it is going to be 30 minutes, you guys. 30 minutes from grabbing your materials to putting the keychain on it. It should not take you long at all. And this guy would be super cute as like a last minute, no one has to know it's last minute though, a last minute gift or like an accent for a gift. You can definitely put it on like a mug or attached to a bow or something like that, or as a standalone gift. But I hope this is enjoyable for you all. Hope you had a great time rocking out with me just in general this year. Thank you for all the folks who have been day one. Like, you've been with me since day one, and thank you for those who have joined along the way. I appreciate every single one of you, and let's make 2026 just as great. All right, y'all, let's go into materials, and I will talk to you later. All right, let's talk materials for our mini Santa hat keychain. So first and foremost, we're gonna get our crochet hook 3.5. We're gonna need some stitch markers, which I have on my brace. We need some scissors. Those are my favorite, they're pretty sharp. We need a yarn needle. We do need a keychain. I mean, if you don't want to make it a keychain, you don't necessarily need this, but I am making it a keychain. That's what the tutorial's teaching you to do. So you're gonna need a keychain. And you will need some yarn. So for me, my hat is going to be the traditional holiday colors, which is red and white. If you're using something different, red for me is my primary color, white is my accent color. So if you're changing your colors, just make sure you have one primary, one accent. And I think that is it. Not too material heavy this time, so let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so for the body of our hat, we are going to start with our red yarn. We're going to start with row number 1, which is a magic circle and 6 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go ahead and place our stitch marker. Row number 2 is going to be a row of increases, 2 single crochets in each stitch. That's what an increase means. So that's my first increase, my second increase. We're going to do that all the way around. Row number 3 is going to be 1 single crochet and then an increase. So 1 single crochet and then an increase. 1 single crochet and then an increase all the way around. Alright, so this is what we're looking like after row number 3. For rows 4 through 7, we are going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch. So just 1 in each stitch all the way to row number 7. At the end of row number 7, go ahead and switch to your white. Okay, so I'll show you what that looks like for me. Let me do this off camera and I will meet you back here. Alright, so I'm at the end of row number 7, and I just want to show you what that color change looks like in case this is your very first video that you're watching from me. I want to change my color and I want to place my stitch marker. I do need to cut this red, so let me grab some scissors here. Get that red out the way. And so now that we've switched to our white, we're going to do another 2 rows for the bottom of our hat, the border of our hat, I guess you would say. Because you know the Santa hat at the bottom, the traditional Santa hat, it's red, right? So that's what we're doing right now. So go ahead, rows 8 and 9, we are going to do the white, and I'll meet you back here. All right, so I'm at the end of row number 9. I'm just going to fasten this guy off, and I am going to weave in this tail. Get down, Muffet. Muffet, get down. She's like trying to get on my table right now. That is a no-no. Dogs need to stay on the floor. Okay, so we are going to weave this in. and then I'll meet you back here to show you what it looks like so far. Okay, so after I fastened off and weaved in my end, this is what we're looking like so far, and this thing is so freaking cute. So the last thing we need to do is to make the pom-pom to go on top, and I'm gonna make my pom-pom white. So what we're gonna do is take our white yarn, and we're gonna wrap this white yarn around our fingers. I don't know for about how many times, but I want mine to be pretty full. So I'm just gonna wrap until I think it's enough. So for me, that's probably good. I'm gonna cut the yarn. You're gonna slide the yarn off of your fingers. Be very careful, you don't want it to unravel on you. And you wanna cut a piece of this white yarn because we're gonna use this to wrap. So what we're gonna do is wrap the yarn around the center, just like that. I like to do it twice, so just wrap again. And then you gotta be kind of strategic on how you do this, but you're gonna pin your yarn to the table or whatever you're using, and you're gonna knot it. When you knot it, you need to pull this guy pretty freaking tight. You don't want to break your yarn, but you want to pull it pretty freaking tight. And the reason you want to pull it as tight as you can is because it's gonna help anchor all that yarn in place so that the insides of your poof ball don't come apart. So then what I did is just, I'm gonna knot on the other side. So I turn my yarn over, my poof ball over, and I'm gonna knot and then double knot to keep it in place. So what you're looking like is something kind of funky looking, and it looks like this, right? So now what I'm gonna do is get my scissors and I'm gonna cut the sides. These are the loops that were wrapped around your finger. So you should have two sides of loops of yarn, and we're just gonna cut all those loops so that it looks like this. So I'm gonna go all the way down and just cut all mine. Be careful not to cut your finger. I definitely have done that before. So just cut all of them. And you're gonna look something like this. It's kind of funky. Now, our hat is pretty small, right? Unless you want a really big poof ball and you like the way it looks like this, go for it. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this down significantly. Like, it's gonna be pretty tiny. So the way I do mine is I kind of smush it like that, smush it between my fingers, and I cut in a circle. Like I said, this guy is going to be significantly smaller for me because that's the way I want my poof ball. And the lower you cut, the more full it's going to look. So I'm going to do a speed cut through Movie Making Magic so you can see what this looks like in the end. Okay, so this is what mine is looking like. Told you, significantly smaller, and so that's just perfect for my little guy. So what I want to do is I'm going to thread my yarn needle now because we're going to attach this to our hat. So I'm going to put this one in the center of my magic circle. And keep in mind, you don't want to cut those tails that, and this is a fine time to tell you, but you don't want to cut those tails that you use to tie the pieces of the poof ball together, because for this reason, we're going to use it to tie our poof ball to our hat. So once I have those in, what I'm going to do is flip my hat inside out, and I'm going to tie this guy pretty tight with like 3 knots, just because I don't want it to come undone. So like that. 3, and then I'm just gonna cut it like that. Okay, and so what we need to do now is just put our guy right side out now. Get down, Muffin. And that's what we're looking like so far. So the very, very last thing that we need to do is attach our keychain. For me, I'm gonna do my keychain on the side. If you wanted to stand like more upright on your key ring, you want to put it more towards the center, but I want mine kind of cocked to the side. So what I'm gonna do is take some red yarn. I'm gonna thread my smaller yarn needle, because if you've seen my videos in the past, you know my regular yarn needle, for some reason it doesn't fit through these new key rings that I bought. I had ran out of key rings, and for some odd reason it just doesn't it doesn't fit, which is kind of annoying, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm just gonna put it through one of the stitches, just like that, and I'm just gonna tie it. Super simple. Tie it, you know, 3-4 times just to make sure it's not going anywhere. Just like this. And this guy is super light, so tying it this way should be sufficient. If it was a little bit of a heavier project, I would suggest you tie this or attach this a different type of way, but this guy is super light. I don't think it's gonna matter too much. Okay, so I put my first little loop through my work, so that's on the inside, not on the outside, just for aesthetics. I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. And I mean, if you really like, if you want to sell these guys, you can weave these in on the inside, but this is literally just for me and my girls. So I'm just gonna cut and not worry too much about what it looks like on the inside, because like if you look really closely, you can see the thread on the inside, but that's okay with me. Again, if you're gonna sell it or if you're gonna even gift it to somebody, you may want to weave those in, and the way you do that is just flip the hat inside out, weave them in so that it's hidden, and then cut. But for me, like I said, this is good. So that's what we're looking like, and it is amazing. Okay, so this is what we're looking like. This is our super last minute, super quick Santa hat keychain. I have a little straggler there. Let me get that out of there. And so what you can do with this pattern, obviously we're a couple days before Christmas, so you can make a bunch of them and attach them to some gifts, like underneath a bow, or use it as like an accent for some wrapped gifts. You can definitely put them on the Christmas tree, put them on your keychain so that you stand apart from folks during the Christmas day. That'd be kind of cool. You can change the color. The color is probably cool. It'd be really nice if you can do like stripes. That'd be really cool to kind of match some of the Christmas sweaters out there. That'd be kind of dope. You could, if you have it laying around, it might be a cool idea to get like the fuzzy yarn for the rim of the hat. That would be really, really, really cool. If anybody decides to try that, let me know. Again, you can message me on Facebook, on IG. You can send me a message here on YouTube. I'd love to hear how this pattern turned out for you. But that is it for today. Super, super simple, intentionally, because again, we're a couple days out from Christmas. And for those of you who are last minute procrastinators and don't have anything to give folks, this is something really cool, again, as a gift or as an accent for a gift. Stay safe out there, you guys. It is the holiday season. You know, things get a little bit crazy during the holiday season. We're already in a pretty interesting place in our world, so stay safe, crochet some cool stuff, and don't forget to meet me back here next Monday for another piece of content. We are starting a new series next Monday. You don't want to miss it. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you all next week.